Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I guess afternoon now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be seated. What a great honor. I want to thank Jaime and his whole team and Veteran Services. I want to thank Admiral Harvey, who is presently with his wife, taking a cruise down the Rhine, much deserved. But our team has done a magnificent job. I also want to thank Commissioner Newby for the great work he and his team have done. It's been absolutely extraordinary. I want to thank the Virginia Chamber of Commerce. I want to specifically thank Barry Duvall for the great work. This is one of the largest events I have been to for the Chamber of Commerce, and to think we're doing it here for veterans. So give yourselves a great round of applause. Great to be with you. As you see the sign behind me about Virginia values veterans, I cannot tell you how important it is for us here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. As you know, Virginia since 2010 has had the fastest growing veteran population in the United States of America. We have more female veterans than any state in the United States of America. We have more veterans under the age of 25 than any other state in the United States of America. It is a tremendous honor, but with that honor comes a responsibility. And when you talk to veterans who are transitioning out 10 to 15,000 a year, my goal, I say, is I want every veteran to stay here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have a duty, responsibility. 2/3 of the veterans who transition out talk about the concern that they have, and their number one concern, of course, is finding employment. So we here in Virginia now are leading the nation through our workforce development efforts, not only for our veterans, but for everyone. You've all heard me talk over and over about building that new Virginia economy. We are very unique here in Virginia. We are the number one recipient of Department of Defense dollars. 27 military installations, the Pentagon, CIA, Quantico, Langley, the largest naval base in the world. That's all great when the federal government's spending money, but when you go through sequestration like we went through 11 and 13, we lost $9.8 billion direct spending. That is still rippling through the Virginia economy. And as you know, a year from next week, the second trigger is supposed to hit. Now I hope the new president and I hope the new Congress get their act together and deal with sequestration, because if that were to happen, our cuts would be 4 or 5 times worse than what we saw before. That's why we have to prepare for the future. We have to bring in those new jobs so that if it does happen again, we are not so reliant on the defense assets. We want to continue to grow them, but we have to bring in new businesses to offset it. We have had great success, as Jaime talked about the numbers, almost 800 new projects, $13.88 billion. Not that anyone's counting, $5 billion more than any governor in Virginia history, and I still got a year and 3 months to go. We're very excited about that. I announced on Wednesday our unemployment rate, 3.9%. After sequestration, yeah, give that a round of applause. Very, very good. And if you haven't been counting, when I came in office, it was 5.4. That is the steepest decline in 32 years. It is the lowest level since June of 2008. And as I announced, we have the lowest unemployment rate of any major state today in the United States of America here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Only 4 states in August saw significant job growth. Some pretty big ones, California and Texas and New York, but guess who was 4th? Commonwealth of Virginia. So we are bringing in those new jobs, growing the economy. But a key piece of that, as I always talk about, is today, standing here today, I have 36,000 jobs open in Virginia. Of that, 17,000 are cyber-related jobs. The starting pay, parents, $87,000, 600. So if you have children, you're all too young, but there used to be a movie called The Graduate, and the key phrase was plastics. You could probably get it on one of those movie rental channels. I say today it's now cyber, because it is one area the federal government will spend billions in private sector. We saw last week 500 million folks on Yahoo where information was hacked. Right here in Virginia, this year, 53 million cyber attacks in Virginia, just in the state. 47,000 malware was blocked. These are big issues for us. So we know we have the jobs. We got to make sure we fill them. And I know Steve Staples is here, and what I have told him is I want to see every child who comes to school in kindergarten, they get a Crayola book. It says cyber on the front of it, code writing, computer science. Every book should be changed here in the Commonwealth, because we have to do a better job of aligning our education system with the jobs that exist. But the best opportunity to fill these jobs are our veterans. Highly motivated, highly disciplined. They show up work on time every single day. I can't tell you how many employers in some of our more distressed areas who tell me that their real problem with a lot of workers is, they think we could take Thursday, Friday off. Why not have a 4-day weekend? You don't have that with veterans. When you hire veterans, you know they're going to be there on time, if not early. So making sure we can fit our veterans into this is really so important. I travel the globe constantly. I'm the most traveled governor in the United States of America. I've been on 20 trade missions. Why? 95% of the world's customers live outside the United States of America. 81% of the economic growth over the next 10 years will occur outside America. So we go where the folks are to bring those businesses back. My number one selling tactic when I travel the globe is I talk about our veterans. You come to Virginia, we will have a pipeline of veterans who can go right into your workforce. And I got to tell you folks, it really makes such a difference when employers are wanting to move to your area. So the big challenge for Virginia, it's not that we're not creating jobs. I just told you that. We have 36,000 jobs open today, high-paying technology jobs. We got to fix it. And I view the veterans as the best opportunity for us to be able to do it. And I want to thank all the V3 companies. As you know, we now have over 600. We have doubled it just in the last year, which is truly extraordinary. And in August of 2014, I met with our team and I said, I want to double. I want to get to 10,000 veterans hired by the time I leave office. Well, through the great work of a lot of folks involved in that effort, they hit that goal 900 days early. So, and where's Andy Schwartz? Where's Andy? All right, give Andy a great round of applause here, folks, because, you know. So I said to Andy, okay, let's double it again. Let's get to 20,000 by the time I leave office. And if you didn't know, that's January of 18. Just, I know some of you know the exact date, but some of you may not. I said, let's double it again. Let's get to 20,000 by January 18. And guess what they told me last week? We will hit that a year early. In 2017, we will go over 20,000 veterans hired in our V3 program. So. Andy, I'll give you a week off, and then we're going to come out with a new number. I'm not going to do it to you today, because I do. Let's get to that success. But truly extraordinary that the number of veterans were hired. As Jaime also mentioned, we're the first state in the United States of America. Last Veterans Day, I got to stand at our war memorial with the Secretary, Julian Castro from HUD, to be the first and the only state in America to end veteran homelessness. We are really sending a message that Virginia, I always say when you say Virginia, you say veterans. When you say veterans, you say Virginia. But we have leaned out in front to make sure we're making sure we can transition our veterans right into the workforce. We've had great work with our community colleges, great work being done down at ODU and Tidewater Community College, great work at George Mason. I mean, and George Mason has a whole new program on cybersecurity and veterans to move our veterans right through our cybersecurity course so that we can move them right into that workforce. So I wanted to be here first and thank all the companies. This is a lot of work. And I appreciate the great work. You're now in to get our training and our certifications, so you know how to make sure you go out and recruit, hire, and retrain, and make sure you keep those veterans on your workforce for many years. We put $500,000 into the budget for grants to help those companies, those small companies. You got to get a veteran within the first 5 years when they're out, and then you've got to agree that you will retain them. We have grant money to do that, so we are all in on our veterans. And I wanted to be here to say thank you. And the final thing, I know we have some companies who are working with us on a pilot program. Some we're going to give an award in a few minutes, but the medic and corpsman program that we did, we got all these great medics and corpsmen who are out serving around the globe while in active duty. They have all the medical skills. You come back to Virginia, like most states, we have such a desperate need for folks to work in the healthcare industry. Why make them go through all these hoops and whistles and everything to get the degree and certification to go with? They've already got all the skills and experience. So we have now put that whole program. We're going to give you credit for everything you did in the military, and we're going to move you right into our workforce. And we have a bunch of the companies who are in that pilot program, and we're going to recognize them in a minute. But I want to say thank you. We're the only state in the United States of America that is doing it. So let me just say in conclusion, thank you for the great work you've done. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce once again for leaning in with us. This is a team effort. it's our education, it's our businesses, it's the government sector, both state, local, and federal, bringing all these together. And as I would also say, as you know, I just announced 2 new health medical facilities for our veterans because the federal VA was not doing their job providing medical services. We are sick of waiting for the federal government. So we have announced a new one in Northern Virginia and a new facility down in Virginia Beach. We are going to do what it takes. These men and women put that uniform on for our country. They serve for us. We owe them. And we're going to show the nation the greatest state and the greatest nation on earth takes care of their veterans. Thank you. And God bless you.